Hello, hello. Welcome to the 97 Jaguar XJ6. 100,000 miles, British Racing Green. Nice kind of peanut butter tan interior. And we're going to do a quick walk around of this vehicle, which is for sale. Check out all the details in the description below as far as where, when you can find this vehicle for sale. Yeah, so we'll take a quick tour, kind of pick out some of the imperfections and kind of just get you acclimated with it. First imperfection, it's currently a 0 liter instead of a 4.0 liter, but all in all, pretty nice car. Does have some minor stuff. A lot of stuff that's typical with these, you know, like the spider cracking and the varnish on the wood. Scuffs down here on this really nice sill plate. Leather on the seats are excellent. A little bit of wear on the bolster here, but generally very nice. One thing to note on this seat is on the driver's seat, none of the power adjustments are working. The lumbar works. You hear the lumbar working. But as far as up, down, left, right, hold A, B, start, all the stuff you'd want a seat to do, doesn't work. So because the lumbar is working, I suspect it's probably not like a fuse or something simple like that. It's either a connection to the motor, I would think, because I don't hear the motor buzzing or whirring or doing anything like that, and or it's the motor itself. Haven't done my homework to figure out how common that is on these cars. I'm sure there's a Jaguar British car electronics joke in there somewhere, but realistically it's probably a motor or something to that effect. Hopefully it's just a bad connection to the motor. Carpets are really nice. Not a lot of wear on the pedals or under the pedals, which is lines right up with the mileage on the car. Horn works. All the gauges here work, including the fuel gauge, which I need to get gas. Headlights work. Fog lights work. Trunk release works. HVAC all works. Air conditioning's cold, all that fun stuff. I don't know if this power lock button works. Let me close the door and find out. I don't know. I haven't used it, haven't needed to. I know it works with the fob, which is not in the best of shape. The fob does still work. Stereo works. Power antenna goes up and down too. There it is up. If I turn it off, you'll see when I get out, it'll be back down. Dash is very nice. The auto dimming mirror has seen better days. It still works as a mirror, but you can see the auto dimming sauce is all kind of, yeah, it's not perfect. That's a common issue. This one's got it. Sunroof, I haven't tested, but we're gonna do that. Hey now, we have the working sunroof, it looks like. Most importantly, one that appears that closes. Sweet. Headliner. Headliner is of the saggy variety, especially in the rear. I understand it is also another pretty common thing on these cars. So the rear headliner is sagging, and the front is in spots you can kind of see there. Here, although the visor holds it up, so it's not really a bother, something you really notice up here. So that's one of the main issues with this car. When you're up here, you don't really notice it, but if you're climbing in the back seat, or you're gonna have people climbing in and out of the back seat, it's kind of a pain. Sport mode, normal mode, sport mode. Ashtray for all your ashing needs. Also, the cup holder is stuck in cup holder mode. If you can see down here, there's this little plastic hinge. It's supposed to pop in here, and the plastic on the base is broken. So it should have a little hole for this guy to stay pinned in, right like that. And it's broken, so it will not stay shut. It's gonna stay like that. You can still use the glove box. You need to get open, flip it back. There you go. In case you want to put it in valet mode or what have you. But otherwise, it's just gonna stay in cup holder land. Again, nothing major, not the end of the world, but certainly of note. And that's really all the main issues on this car, but we're gonna keep walking around it real quick before we run out of gas. Pop the hood. Also, all the windows do work. So we have working power windows, which is nice. Before we go to the passenger side and the rear, let's look at the big old inline six. 4 whole liters of displacement. Don't see any major signs of any major leaks or anything. Everything seems like it's in pretty good shape. Pretty good nick, as an Anglophile might say. Really nice back here. Just like up front, leather is in very, very nice shape. It's soft, it's not all dried out. No cracks, almost nowhere to speak of. Not a lot of damage or anything from the sun up here in the rear package tray. So all looks really good. Again, the annoying thing back here is the headliner. But everything else back here is pretty much almost perfect. Walk to the other side. We'll look at some of the exterior imperfections and we'll go for a drive. Nice, squishy, soft, luxurious leather. It's not wrenching Corinthian, but it's excellent. It's Conley leather, I suppose. It does have some cool original paperwork with it. Some of which is in here in the glove box. Again, this dash is in good shape. Console's in good shape. Carpet is in good shape. There are floor mats for up front. They're in the trunk. When this car got cleaned up and detailed, they left them back there, which they like to do. And I have not moved them up front, so we can get a better look at the carpet. We've got all this original paperwork, including what I found hilarious, the computerized trip routing request, where if you were going to go on a trip, you put your itinerary here. Say I'm starting in Walla Walla, Washington, and I'm going to wherever, Bangalore, Maine, and you get some stops in between. You put your VIN in, you send it off with one of these cool, slick Charter Care cards, and then 2 whole weeks later, they will mail you out a, I don't know, a printed out map quest or something to that effect. But basically they will show you how to get there, which is awesome and hilarious and luxurious. And there's all kinds of other fun stuff in here from where it was purchased. This car appears like it was originally came out of Georgia, which is interesting. It's been out here in California for quite some time. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. So we've got it easy today, folks. No longer do you have to wait 2 weeks to get your own personalized itinerary. Speaking of things in the trunk, there's those floor mats I was talking about. One thing of note, the trunk, it does not like to stay. So this strut right here, shock, it's not doing its job. It does have this cool of the era Alpine CD changer. I have not tried the CD changer out. Presumably it works or it doesn't. I don't have any CDs on hand, unfortunately. Here's our trunk floor. This popped, so it's a little loose. But there's our wheel. I did notice on this spare a little bit of damage on the wheel. That's pretty impressive curbing right there, if you can curlicue up the edge of the wheel. I don't know if I've really seen that before. It's impressive, really. But as a spare, still gets the job done. No moisture or anything down here to write home about. Let me see if I can get this set straight. There we go. Yep, it's a trunk. All these lights work. That's a copy of Jaguar Weekly. But if you wanted to go to La Strada in Vallejo, California back in 2017, you could have been there for Italian Day of the Jaguar. That's interesting. The dessert was tiramisu. All right. As for some of the imperfections, I had to get out here early this morning, so there's a little bit of morning dew left on the car, but there's a fair amount of little minor light scratches like this one you see here. Some of them, you know, that one probably won't polish out, but a lot of the stuff on here feels like it will. Some minor scuff on the bumper here. A lot of little imperfections like this here. You know, it's a really, really good, you know, 15-footer. But when you get up close, there's a lot of little things that make it a good driver. You know, this isn't a concourse winner, but it's just, you know, it's a good driver quality car. Clear on the wheels is kind of failing a little bit. There's a soft dent here. This is sap, so that's not paint damage, that's sap, but it happened to land right on top of a little, kind of see a small soft dent there. And there's another one on this hood somewhere right here. Catch it in the right light, you can see it. I'm being nitpicky, but there's a little high point here, and it's, you know, not the end of the world, but it's of note. Some damage there. The top of this guide is broken. Looks like a little bit of damage in the grill here. One big thing, our little prancing kitty cat has run off. Try to not get my own shadow in here. A little bit of damage there. This, I think, looks like it should polish out. At least this portion of this scuff here. There's some really light denting under this here. all told, again, it's a really good, it's a nice driver quality car with pretty low mileage. I should say very reasonable mileage. Paint is in good shape, no real fading. No clear coat peeling or anything like that. There's a weird little, almost like somebody burned the paint here or something. Just a little scuffage. But all in all, that's pretty much the tour of the car. Let's go ahead and we'll hop in. We'll take it for a quick little drive. See what it's like behind the wheel. Good morning. Going for a spin in the XJ6. 100,135 miles at present. Let's give her a whirl, Earl. All right, first thing I've noticed, the interlock's a little funny. Let's try that again. Yeah, all right, it was being a little cranky this morning. It was being a Jaguar. All right, let's go. like, but there's something bouncing around in the trunk. Sounds like a loose jack or piece of hardware or something. Sounds like it's coming from the trunk. It's not the suspension or anything, so I'll have to figure out what that is, but that's the drive in the Jaguar XJ6. Last year of the X300, I believe. Yeah, feels good, drives good, drives like a 100,000 mile car. So that's pretty much it. Look for it for sale at an auction house near you. I'll have notes in the description as far as where you can find this vehicle for sale. And yeah, bid early, bid often. Thanks for hanging out.